You're watching JD's Variety Channel.
Alright, so I'm going to let Chris here tell you guys the story behind what I'm going to show you here in a second.
Randomly walking, just doing some metal detecting. Had completely walked past it for whatever reason. I'd stopped a few yards down, turned around and looked back, and staring at me directly in the face was what I saw to be CSA carved in the tree. Taking a look at how it's carved in and the weathering and the growth on the tree, it appears to be authentic. There's some naysayers that may think differently, but I got JD here taking a look at it, and he seems to think it's authentic as well.
Yeah,
so at least the possibility of error.
Yeah, at least maybe in the 1800s, even if it wasn't during the Civil War. But that's one of those things there that unless you were, unless you knew what CSA stood for, you probably wouldn't even know what that was. But I'll leave that up to you guys to estimate how old this tree is. That's the only thing I was thinking. That I'm really not sure if this tree is that old, but regardless, it's really, yeah, it's crazy. You can tell it's really expanded. It's definitely weathered over this carving for a long time. I mean, this hasn't been done in the recent past. But as far as, was it 100 years ago or during the Civil War? Maybe somebody out there will have a better idea. It's pretty crazy though. So we're gonna look around in the woods out here and see if we can turn anything up. All right, so I got a nice signal here, and I'm really not all that far away from the tree. The tree is maybe about 15 yards up that way. And the reason I'm showing this signal is it's kind of characteristic of maybe like a deep lead Civil War bullet. And it's got the depth. There's no saying that's what it is, but let's dig it up and see. I mean, if it is, that would be pretty cool. A lot of roots right here. Yep, we're just about at it. It's just getting through these roots. Nope, just a modern brass bullet casing. Oh well. Oh, I just busted my shovel. Okay, not really. I just found that. That's been down there for a while. End of an old spade. But I can't haul that out of here. I can't carry that around with me for the next 2 hours, so we're going to put it right back where we found it. So here's what's left of what appears to have been an old rock wall. There's parts of it that are just way too uniform for it not to have been man-made. And right up between those roots there, I just found this piece of flat iron. Not sure what that's off of. But this wall just kind of keeps running up this way a little bit. And I did get a tiny little lead bullet a couple minutes ago. I don't think it's Civil War period, but it's probably around turn of the 19th century. I wish I had my flashlight on me. Check out this big tree here. That big hole in the bottom. It appears this tree is dead and it's starting to rot out. It looks like it's hollow up under there. Hope nothing lives in there. But I'm gonna stick the camera in. I don't know if you'll be able to see anything or not. I'm glad this thing beeps when you leave it turned on, because I had just left it by my last target and went the whole way over there and realized I had left it somewhere. So thankfully, lost and found. Okay, here's the best signal I've had here in the woods so far. Bouncing between the kind of the mid 70s and around 81 in the high end. Showing a few inches down too, so we'll dig it up, see what it is. Well, it's a bullet, but unfortunately it's not too old. It's got a copper jacket on it. But hey, it's still something. Well, I think I just found a coin a hunter probably dropped. I got all excited there for a minute. In the middle of nowhere in the woods here. 1974 copper penny. But hey, it's a coin. Well, I think it was a hunter's pocket coin spill. The copper penny came from right there. I had a signal deeper there, like 4 inches down. And it's a crusty zinc penny. So a hunter probably dropped these in the 80s. That's my guess. Crazy. I'll check, see if there's more. So here's where an old plantation house was tore out. I'm not going to show too much of this area because this is not my permission. I'm on an invite here. And just all kinds of stuff everywhere. I'm just pulling some glass off the surface, looking for some interesting stuff. A lot of modern trash and pull tabs too. There's a big piece of iron. Not quite sure what that is. Comment if you have any idea. Hey everyone, it's late at night here. I got some of the finds cleaned up. We didn't get a whole lot, but we had a good time. So let's give you a quick peek at what I found here. And my area here I'm really cleaning up from a lot of the finds I found earlier this year. I'm still going through everything. But anyway, didn't find a whole lot in the wood spot. A great variety of modern bullets and things like that, and some of the old shotgun shells too. There was a good assortment of 12 and 20 gauge, and a lot of the old ones with the paper cartridge still intact a little bit around the edge, and you can see some modern full shells as well. Apart from that, it was mostly just modern bullets. At the wood spot, we didn't find anything too incredibly old. I found a few pennies, and at the plantation spot, got a lot of cool eyeball finds, you know, just pieces of dinnerware, pieces of old Coke bottles. That one you can see the AS, that's an old mason jar lid, just some random pieces. I found a little plastic skull ring. I just saw it on the surface. There was a lot of modern trash too. I did find one old piece of lead at that site, which I believe could possibly be some type of smashed Civil War projectile. Not sure what caliber it would have been, but in that area there was a lot of Civil War activity, so I'm thinking that maybe, because it's definitely oxidized enough to be from that period. But apart from that, I did find one cool bottle. It's not too old, but I've never seen one before like this. I got to clean the inside out, but it's a Lilac Delightful Fragrance Soothing Aftershave and Bath something. It's pretty interesting. It's fully intact, so I'm going to keep this one. But if I had to throw out a guess, I don't know, maybe it's from around the 1970s, somewhere in there. If you know any different, comment and let me know. I haven't really looked it up yet. So that was a cool find there.